Hi guys, welcome to Freaking Jeep. My name's John, and I'm glad you're here. Got a lot of stuff going on today. Mostly cleanup, just 10 tons of cleanup. It is an absolutely gorgeous day. Good day to be sawing wood on the sawmill, or cutting firewood, or splitting firewood. I don't think there's too much outside today that you couldn't do that you wanted to do, except for go skiing maybe. But anyhow, there was a guy named Greg 5583. He told me it was funny. I just finished watching The Oil Geek, and then right while I was watching it, that video popped up, says go watch this guy. He's real good. It was on the zinc, or I forget the initials for it. I should have wrote it down, but I wasn't smart enough to write it down, for the zinc and the oil. And a couple other people had mentioned that the 1540 should have 1200 parts per million of zinc, or whatever that thing is, in that oil. And I decided to go with that instead of the synthetic, just because I've been using it for all these years, and so I'm going to stick with it. It's always been good to me. H. Kerr, K-E-R-R, at 6217. Thanks for getting a hold of me on the air in the wood splitter. It's kind of interesting. This guy, go up and watch his channel. He had 3, I think he's down to 1 now, lickety log splitter, and there's a lot of good information there. And I'm trying to pick his brain. He's been helping me out every time I've been able to. Email me at freakingjeep@hotmail.com so I get your phone number. You can get my phone number, because I'm not good at typing. And a million questions to ask if you have the time for it. Maybe in the next few weeks or so, because I got all these shows going on. I was just curious. The big thing I'm curious is, all the manual says that you can't move that wedge closer to the ram, because it's about a 2 to 3 inch gap there, and on some real stringy wood it's hard to pull apart. And so I was wondering if you can. It looks like you can, but only about 1.5 inches, because there's levers down there you can't get in the way of. I was just curious at your input on that, especially. And then Steve at 4783 left a comment yesterday about having jack stands under that truck. I only lifted that thing up maybe 2 inches, number one. Number two, I can slide under that truck without it being lifted up at all. So to put the jack stands under it, I don't know that they would even, if I lifted it up high enough, you could even put jack stands under it. Because I really didn't lift it but maybe 2, maybe 3 inches. And even if that jack, it just zeroed pressure instantly, and it bounced a little bit, which I kind of think with shocks it might not have bounced. It still wouldn't have hit me. So that's why I didn't mess with that. And I thought I'd said that in the video. I'm not sure. So I got, like I said, a list of things. I got to get that oil. I got 3 gallons of old oil now that I got to put somewhere. I would put it in this pump thing, except for I think it's too full to even hold 3 more gallons, and I'd probably make a mess here doing it. I haven't given up on this. I just got other things I got to do. I got to start getting ready for the show up in Westminster. One guy, he was kind of funny. I'm sitting there going, these people sometimes aren't always paying attention. He is saying that the reason that this pump wasn't pumping oil was because this was collapsed. I kind of don't think that was the problem. Not sure, but I'm pretty sure. But when I did, another one said that it's going backwards. When I did finally get enough oil in here, it shot out here. If I was been putting the oil in there and it was going that way, it would have come back on me that way. So I think the engine's going in the right direction. I gotta take this pump off, and I'm gonna plumb it. I got a strainer that I want to clean out. I think I'll go ahead and put a strainer on. I really think that that's going to work. It freed up. It probably won't have the longevity, but it's not like it's going to be running, you know, an hour a day. It probably only going to run an hour. I bet it doesn't run 3 hours in a year, 3 or 4 hours in a year. I don't know. I just don't know. I got this mess over here I got to clean up. I even got the light out yesterday. I got to charge that battery to try to find out how to get onto that Zerk fitting. And I think a couple people mentioned, or 1 or 2 mentioned, that it had been wiser to put a 90-degree a 90-degree Zerk fitting on that, and I think it'd been easier, but I didn't feel like messing with it. I have a million grease fittings in there, just multiple cases of selection of grease fittings. I think if I take the truck down to Jeff's and turn the steering one way, that'll make that accessible, but I just don't have time for it right now. I did change the transmission fluid a year ago in it, and I didn't check. I'll have to look before I start the next video and see how many miles I put in a year, or even in the 3 years since Bunyan. So I'll write down the figures, because I got a lot of people know the first of every month I write down anything that's got an hour meter gets written in, and anything that's got a mileage meter gets written in a card file that I keep track of. Useless information that very seldom used, but every now and then it comes back and I use it, maybe like this situation. Let's see what else. I got to clean up the split wood that's around the 2 lickety log splitters. I did look in the book on how to check the oil, so I'll be checking the oil in both those log splitters today and see what it looks like. Might be changing the oil in those to good old 1540 Rotella also. And I know I got other stuff but forgot what it is. So anyhow, I'm going to get to it and bring you along from time to time. So story time today, but nothing really great interesting though, in my opinion. We'll see ya. Well, I was thinking about sawing a piece of wood today just for the heck of it. But in the base of this sawmill back here, I think I might irritate. That don't look to be a little hive. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, it's some kind of beehive. Maybe ground-born yellow jackets. I'm not sure, but they're pretty active. Old boy got stung the other day. Don't need to get stung again. And they're not just going in one spot, they're going in several spots. So I was back here spraying and spraying the weeds. That's what I turned up. So I'm gonna go get some spray for that activity. It's a spray that doesn't make them too violent. It's just like water to them, but they'll probably be gone tomorrow. I sure hope. So we'll be back in a little while. We'll see what we can do about hosing them down a little bit. But I can't get to the nest. You got to get to the nest. But man, they're can't tell quite which one. It looks like the top of the second one up there. Anyhow, that's just another thing on the list of crap I got to do. We'll see ya. Well, I've been playing with this thing for a couple hours now, and I've gotten nowhere. I put that strainer on there. I don't know whether I showed you guys. I dug up a strainer. There's no filter in it right now, but I got it. But I got to get it from this point to this point, and it looks all right until I realize I got to put this relief hose in here and all this. So I might have to buy a fitting, because that's I just don't. I've been digging up trying to find this and trying to find that, and I'm probably going to have to break down and spend some bucks, which is against my morals. I've looked through all my stuff, and I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to go spray those bees back there right now to see if I can't calm them down. But that's kind of what I've put together so far. Just kind of mocked it up, and then I was running. Oh, I'm kind of wore out too, believe it or not. I was running this line from here up to here, but that doesn't fit. Then I got this one, which fits in here, down there. But about that time was when I realized I got to have all that stuff on there. So that's where I'm at. We'll be back when we go spray some bees. Bye. Well, don't know how I'm going to do this, but I got my little spray bottle, and I'm going to just spray them. And they don't really react to this stuff a whole lot. It's just a water-based spray. I need to get a little closer. Whoops. So they don't they don't react to that. Maybe I can open it up a little bit more. Kind of hard doing this with, yeah, there it goes. And it's like rain to them. See how it doesn't really bother them? Where if you spray it with anything else, man, they get really violent. But I don't know where the nest is in there. Ooh, missed. My arm's getting tired from spraying. But see how it really doesn't bother them. Until it does. Good chance they'll be gone tomorrow too. They're starting to think about it. I gotta open this bottle up. It's cavitating on me, but terrible. Not letting the spray go good. Sorry about the whoops, missed the camera action. I got two things to watch. I'd like to get in on the other side, but I don't see any of them coming out of the other side. I think I can really get close. See, it doesn't even bother them. They don't. Maybe I get in a little closer for you. If I can't hold it, I got the motor running because in case they decided to chase me, I want a quick exit. But they don't seem to be. There's some over there too. I'm just trying to flood it down with them. I think they just think it's rain. That's what the guy told me. They gave it to me. He says, this stuff, there's one over there too. I don't think there's a nest there though. I think he's just... Of course, if I turn the motor off so you can hear me... Whoops, wrong way on the camera. If I turn the motor off where you can hear me, then they'll come after me. See, now that's it's like it's not, doesn't even mess with them. They don't even care. We had a beehive. I just got rid of 3 others. I had one in the wall, and I went through 2 cans of wasp spray. I think it's the same bee. I think these might be yellow jackets or something. And they were going in on the edge of the window, so you never really got anything. And I went through at least 1.5 cans, maybe 2 cans of that stuff, and spraying it every other day. And oh man, they just got ballistic when you sprayed them, and kept going, didn't get rid of them. So finally I got this good stuff out, just sprayed there the one night, and they were gone the next day. The only problem is now it smells like a dead mouse in the house because I guess the pupils are rotting in the wall. But yeah, 6 of one happened to a dozen of the other. They were starting to bore through the drywall someplace and getting into the house. Then I hit a big wasp nest. It was about 4 inches diameter. It was on a slider, one of our sliders. We opened a slider that we hadn't opened in a long time, and the wife goes, "Watch out, there's a big nest up there." And holy cow. And I sprayed that, gone the next day. Give them a little more. See, most sprays that you put on bees, they get real upset about. These guys just treat it as rain. Well, you think I put enough on there? I think I have. All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up. See you in a little bit. Bye. Hi guys. I told you I probably had another one of those pumps around here. There's another one sitting in there. This is my collection of trash compactors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I got a couple more stashed around. This is the one I just took the pump off. It's a 3-phase motor. It's a nice little motor. I don't know whether that one's got a 3-phase one in it or not. I just took the cover off. They got cross hydraulic valves in the pins out of that one. That's probably why they deadlined it. But I got a bunch of these valves up at the house. I don't know how this thing's up, down, because they have no flow through. I guess it goes up and then it hits a switch and it comes back down. This might be the mice. That might have been some kind of a relay switch. But there's another one of those pumps down there. So that's some of the reason I'm not real worried about that pump that's up there. These are just sitting around here been doing nothing. Had them here for, I don't know, 10, 12 years now. But there's so much good steel in these things. You know, look at this frame. This back plate's 1/4 of an inch. These are pretty much cannibalized to the point where there ain't much left of them. I don't know what that stuff is. Don't know that I want to know what that stuff is. Oh, it's a teddy bear. It's what people threw trash in it after it stopped working. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think there's one behind that other one, 8. Oh well. And the cylinders, they've just, when they went down, they've gotten rusted to where I don't really care. But these tubes here, if you want to make something, the tubes are real nice. They're still hydraulic. I capped that one off, but for some reason it went down. I guess the pressure of the head, that head's got a lot of pressure on it there, and so I guess it just slowly pulled it down. This one I didn't cap off. This one here, it's staying up. It's in not too bad a shape. Maybe I'll get my I guess I'll do it off. I get my spray stuff and spray on there, and maybe it'll keep that cylinder a little bit better for a little bit longer. Nice chunk of pipe in here. Little slide things for it. So there's actually a lot of good parts on here. This thing here went on there to hit some kind of micro switch. They're pretty neat little rigs. That's important too. And what's the name on them? Yeah, that's the name on them. Anyway, if you need a 3-phase motor, I should probably save them for Jeffrey. Anyway, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. It's kind of interesting. This is where we cross down here. Now, I haven't been down here since that real big heavy rain we had. There was like 4 or 5 inches in no time. Oh, it washed out a bridge. There was that bridge there was way up there. This hole here, okay, boom, 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 was 10 feet deep. I don't know if I can walk on it. It's probably gravel. Yeah, this is wild. I had taken my backhoe and dug this out. That bridge that you saw down there went across right here. So that storm we had a couple weeks, man, I just scared the crap out of myself. I went like that and see that movement. I wasn't sure, because I'm looking in the camera and I caught that. I can see that, but not in the camera. I saw it below me. It looked like something coming at me. Scared myself. Here's a water line here that goes up to the neighbors. We used to have well, the water ram is still over there. That's the water source that I get for the garden down there. But this was a water hole here. Look at the size of this rock that it washed out. Holy, that ain't no little rock. That ain't no little rock. All that up there that you see where the sawmill is up there, and all that stuff up there, none of that was here. This was all woods back here. I cleared that out, and that's where the garden was. And this was the water hole that I used to get the water out of. It was just kind of amazing. It moved some interesting, look at that, a piece of, I don't know what it is. Rock. I wonder if that's part of that square rock. Boy, it's pretty tough. It's tougher than the shale. It looks like some type of shale. Looks like petrified wood is what it looks like, and there's a fracture across there, but that's an old fracture. Huh. There you go. That almost looks like petrified wood, doesn't it? I would swear that's petrified wood. Have to take that up. But what would a board be doing back here long enough ago to be petrified? Have to take that to the rock man next year. Maybe I'll save that one. Kind of interesting. Just a neat piece of, I don't know what, but this is where we cross all the time right here. I guess that log's got to come out of here before we cross here anymore. I didn't know about that. There's another pretty square rock. This used to be dammed up across here. Wow, that was a lot of rain a couple weeks ago. Moved that log like it wasn't even there. Wasn't there. Now it is. Anyway, just moving on. Just saw something interesting, passing it on. We'll see you.